The ground record here at Canberra's Bruce Stadium stands at 24,460. That was set against St George in 1991, and they're really stacked in here. I think that ground record will go by the board. The kids have been allowed to come down onto the ground. They're behind the dead ball lines, and people everywhere rugged up against the cold, but waiting for one of the real hot Winfield Cup matches of 1993. Let's have a look at the two sides. There's the back lines, and look at the personal clashes, the speed, the try scorers, and of course the big clash, the sevens, Stewart and Langer. The forward brigade, let's have a look at that. Croker, Pongia, Ferner, Lomax, Steve Walters, Osborne against Madison, Cairn, Gilmeister, Hone, Kerrod Walters and Lazarus. Kerrod Walters against his brother Steve. That in itself would be enough for the price of admission. Well, that comment from Jean could well apply as well to the Canberra side. We saw Kerrod Walters in some brilliant form last Friday night. There's the start. It's underway, this match that's been talked about as the clash of the year. Lazarus has failed. That's Alan Cann. Mark Hone. Keeping our cameras fixed on these early confrontations. Gilmeister got a bad pass. Left himself open. O'Neill. Good work out of marker by Daly. Now the clearing kick, and they've gone nowhere, Brisbane. Langer's kick is only shallow. Fortunately for Brisbane, it beat Belcher. Example of how slippery that grass is. Right there under the feet of Gary Belcher.
And the first penalty going to Canberra, the ball being raked out. What a start from Laurie Daly, the big front-on tackle and stopping the kicker. And there you see it was Kerrod Walters flicking the ball out of Belcher's hands. A bad marker defence again, they went to sleep. Got the momentum now as Laurie Daly takes the first place. He's got no support.
There's a chance here for Daly, but Brisbane through Hancock. Well, that's tremendous work by Daly.
Yeah, super effort there by Laurie Daly. The Brisbane defence is backpedaling. Daly took advantage of it. Got a bit of a knock through there by Cann. But this tackle one-on-one once again on Hancock. Just grabbed him by the ankle and hung on, waiting for support to come in. And Brisbane will have the dropout.
Again in that set of six, Paul, the marker defence letting Brisbane down on a couple of occasions. Steve Wallace picked up some easy yards already.
And good quick play the balls too by the Canberra players.
O'Neill's drop kick. Taken on the fingertips by Quentin Pongia. 3-1. No, don't tell me he's going into touch. Sean Hoppy. Penalty to Canberra, they'll take the shot.
Well, they're a touch fortunate still to have the football. I think if Pongia had gone over the sideline, Tim Sheens would have been tempted to take him straight off. As it turned out, miraculously he stayed in because he had that man Michael Hancock trying to drag him over. And you don't get much closer than that. He really took the odds to it. And from this next play, the ball, Brisbane players caught offside. Oregon played a little bit of an advantage, which is good to see. And Ferner with a kick 10 or 15 metres to the side of the right-hand upright.
.51 successes from 86 for David Ferner. 59% success ratio. He's cemented that second row spot now with Canberra. Position that he contested for quite a number of weeks, but he's settled in the top side now. 20 metres in, 16 out, and it's wide. So no score at Bruce Stadium. 11 minutes gone in Friday night football. 22-metre or 20-metre dropout. for Brisbane. And David Furner goes back. First line of defence for Brisbane. A few times it's let them down.
There's no doubt the players are having some trouble maintaining their footing on this surface, and in defence rushing up against a player that's got a little bit of evasion. They are being caught out.
Stewart. Oh, great hands by Daly. Meninga. Steve Walters. Don't often see him in that position. Play on, says Harrigan. Pongia. Stewart. Stewart shaping the kick, running himself. Lost as he went to the ground.
And Ricky Stewart had the Brisbane defence in two minds there when he ran the football as Can makes a good surge. But great play by Stewart when he decides to run. Look at the defence holding off. They don't know what he's going to do. Finally, the loose pass went, but great play by Stewart.
Tremendous tackle by Glenn Lazarus. Big man covered, plenty of ground. Hancock jolted by Lomax. Lazarus. Going on to the sideline, Steve Roach.
Yeah, message just come out from the Canberra Raiders coach, Tim Sheens. Tell his outside backs to go up. Don't slide in defence. They've got to go up and put pressure on players like Renouf.
So they have dominated, haven't they, Canberra, in this opening 15 minutes. They've played all field position. Brisbane haven't been in the 20-metre area, and Mandruku again almost gets it to the 50-metre line to take the field position again for the Raiders and keep the ball alive.
Lomax throwing the little dummy. Time and motion study would show that Canberra have been in Brisbane's territory for, I would think, 85%. Stewart. Brett Mullins. The last. Very high bomb by Stewart. His runners are down there before the ball comes down. Lazarus is going to fall on it for Brisbane.
A smart play too from Lazarus. Not trying to do too much fancy with it, just diving on the ball without trying to pick it up. Marcone takes it 42 out. He knew it was important to get possession for his side.
Willie Card. There's how they stand in relation to one another. Equal leaders Brisbane, 28, Canberra 4th, 27. But the points for and against, they tell a story, don't they, about this Canberra side. They have the best in the Winfield Cup. And had they have got the 2 points last Sunday, they would be on top of the ladder. Madison takes it to the 20-metre line. Now the last. Brisbane's been on the ropes. Now they come back. Langer, oh, gee. Stewart. He booted it into the crowd. That was urgent.
Oh, it is a great cover defender, Ricky Stewart, whether it be in defence with tackling or here he is now. Langer, he did that last week, and now Stewart comes over as well and boots it nearly into the crowd.
You knew Ricky Stewart's kicking game was going to be important. You didn't think it'd be kicking it 50 metres back his own way. Alan Langer, beautiful skills there. Last tackle, hit on the ground, forcing the line drop out to get possession back.
Stewart's drop kick. 50 metres exactly. Gillian O'Neill. Dangerous practice. He ran around behind Madison. The referee believes there was no defence to be obstructed. Madison. Just inside the 30. Brisbane have not seen this end of the ground. Karen Wilder's a handoff.
Oh, knock one off on there.
He tried to get the pass back to Lazarus. I'm wondering whether it came back off Lazarus and he got another touch on it. Let's have a look.
I think Lazarus knocks it forward here into a Canberra player back in front actually to Walters. So he was actually in an offside, but the referee will play the scrum.
At half-time, the long studs come out of the bags as well.
Well, they should have had them in the first place, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I think they've underestimated what's out there.
That's right.
It's an incredible carpet of grass. It's It's quite slippery, quite greasy. Head-to-head since 88. 9 times they played. 6-3 to Brisbane. And at Bruce Stadium, Brisbane have won the both. They get the ball 35 out from the Canberra line. John's playing it. Langer, Madison, floated out for Renouf. Kevin Wilder's a handoff for Hancock. Disjointed attack from Brisbane. Gilmeister, shoulder charge Furner. Home promotes it. Langer. Can was with him on the right. Tackle by Furner. Kevin Walters. Away from Madison. He holds it back. Madison puts on a sprint. 11 metres out from the line now. Desperate tackle by Ricky Stewart. Langer to the air. Khan going fast. Knocked over the dead ball line by Canberra.
Well, we've seen them score a few tries off that particular move. Nearly came off again. Willie Khan went up for it, but it came off Nadruka's shoulder. So it'll be a dropout for Canberra. Terry Madison having a pretty good game tonight. He just stood up Laurie Daly, ran into a gap, and he's created a few opportunities for his fellow forwards tonight.
And I think Terry Madison will be a little bit unhappy with some of the support plays received from his teammates. The support play in general from Brisbane not as good as we've come to expect. And a couple of times Madison and Langer have looked for players and they just haven't been there.
O'Neill. Lazarus. Centre of the ground. Mark Hone, who seems completely recovered. A few metres inside the 20-metre line. Floating pass. Renouf. Langer. Kevin Walters. Chris Johns. He fends one off. He goes in. He's in. Chris Johns gets the try.
And that's what was going to happen. One-on-one. If you miss a tackle in this company, you're going to pay the penalty. And unfortunately for Jason Croker, it was a simple fend. It put him out of play, and Chris Johns always was going to have the speed. Here's the fend there. Got through Croker's defence, clutching defence, tried to go high. And one-on-one tackles, you must make them in this company.
Yeah, poor miss here by Croker. Meninga actually had the outside man covered. He was doing his job. There it was. Nice fend by Chris Johns. He is an international Australian rep and had the speed necessary to get over there in the corner. So Brisbane, after absorbing all the pressure, score the first try.
How many times does that happen?
Yeah, it's just in the last 5 or 6 minutes, but the tide had turned a little bit, hadn't it?
Oh, sure.
We'd seen them a couple of line dropouts, keeping that extra set of 6 going. If Brisbane can get 12 and 18 tackles, and they're going to be very tough to hold out. Unfortunately for Jason Croker, 1 miss and maybe a possible 6.
Terry Madison is way out there on the hillside of the ground. Tiered seating over there, filled to capacity. And that's what they are seeing. About a 45-degree angle. 3 metres in from touch. 20 metres out. Left the boot, but it's going across the face. No goal, but Brisbane, they lead Canberra 4-0 halfway through the first half. Brisbane leading 4-0. Lazarus had a very strong first half, not just in attack either. He's pulled off a couple of real classical tackles. Langer, inside ball from Kevin Walters. Heard the call from Julian O'Neill. Belcher makes the tackle.
Yeah, makes his 3rd try-saving tackle in the game.
Madison. Langer. Kevin Walters. Renoff out wide. Kevin Walters. Belcher with some work to do. Made it.
He's still one of the best fullbacks in the game. As Paul Borton pointed out, he's already saved a couple of tries. And Mal Meninga steps through a tackle here, looking for Nandruku, can't get it.
Now it's Noah's turn.
Call that play from Brisbane we saw. I think we'll see more of it. The inside pass against the sliding defence. There's a chance out here for Canberra now through Mullins.
Beautiful tackle by Renoff. Lomax. The Raiders with a roll on now. Lomax. 35 out. Stewart looks inside. Daly's on the outside. Nandruku. Play on for Brisbane. Johns, scorer of the try.
There is plenty of ball movement, isn't there, out there? It's incredible football. With the two best sides on paper, and they're showing why tonight. Sure, the defence is a bit dusty from both sides. Plenty of first-up missed tackles, but the ball movement is sensational.
I thought that was great work from Trevor Gilmeister. Nandruku passed the ball straight to him. It went to ground. He picked it up and in the one motion had it back to one of the support players who took it another 15 metres up the ground. It's just good presence of mind. Get your side out of danger very quickly.
Alan Can right on the halfway line. Langer running to the open but actually kicking back onto the blind side and finding the line. 4 points to nil in favour of Brisbane after 32 minutes. He's had a fine game, has Gary Belcher.
I was talking earlier, Ray, about the inside pass probably working against both of these teams. They both slide very well in defence. So what can work well against that is the angled runner coming back inside or the inside pass. And what that try to do is to catch out the lazy man in defence on the inside. And there was a lazy man there that allowed Julian O'Neill to make a bust earlier in this game.
Canberra using the football from the right to the left of the field, right across the ground. Mullins. Sideline, Steve Roach.
Yeah, one player we have missed tonight a bit too often is Chris Johns. He's had a mighty game, a couple of try-saving tackles early in the match, and also he's made a couple of breaks and scored the try. He's having a whale of a game.
Daly, hopping down the sideline. Stewart.
And some cleaning up work, Kerrod Wallace as well. Not with a tackle there.
Croker running off a short pass from Pongia. They go the short side. Stabbing kick by Ricky Stewart. Perfectly placed. O'Neill showed patience of Jones.
It's both halfbacks, short kicking game, they're both brilliant games. And they're both having great games as well tonight. Stewart up against Langer. Of course, they were the State of Origin halfbacks, and Langer got the Australian job ahead of Stewart. There they are on screen. Two of the best players in the game today.
One of the best scrum feeders.
Comments tonight coming to you from Gene Miles, Steve Roach, Peter Sterling, Paul Vaughton. The whole team is on hand tonight for this big one from Bruce Stadium. As Brisbane gets a penalty, it's against the defence of Canberra. Overindulgence from Mr. Wesley in 41 zone. Young David.
If you're going to hold a player down, you don't turn around and look at the referee and say when. I mean, you just do it subtly or discreetly if you can. So he'll learn from that, Wesley.
Well, can Lazarus play any better than the form he's showing at the moment? Gilmeister puts it down. David Boyle. Stewart. Pongia. Daly. Daly decides to go himself. Right on the 40-metre line. Crowd roars for a penalty. Stewart. Mullins. Tries to push away from Renouf. Renouf is injured. Westley. Renouf back on his feet. He's okay. Stewart. Wide ball for Daly. Inside Meninga. Likewise Croker. Into the hands of Stewart and now Hoppy. Renouf came out of the line. That means there's got to be a gap there. Hoppy goes down the sideline. Oh, grassing tackle from O'Neill. This is the last now. Stewart goes to the ear. Canberra, they're coming down. Oh, Julian O'Neill. Superb catch. Penalty Canberra.
Oh, it's a great game. I really thought Stewart might have taken the wrong option there. Looking for a quick tap. He's taken it.
Stewart floats the pass. Steve Walters.
Oh, what about the tackle of Madison? It's another penalty.
He might use the sin bin too.
Yes, he has 10 minutes for Terry Madison. It was a try saver, but it's going to leave his side short.
Professional foul on Terry Madison. And now they go back to the drawing board.
Well, you've nearly got to kick for goal, you would think now. No, they've taken the tap again. Daly on the blind. They've gone to sleep.
Daly's
He
over the
scores.
line. It's a try. Daly scored. Tell you what, it's a good effort for a sleeper.
Oh, he can't score that. Unbelievable. No, I said that Brisbane had gone to sleep, Ray. And he did have plenty to do, Laurie Daly. They came up with a Brisbane play there, the quick tap. I thought because the time had elapsed, the element of surprise had gone. But Laurie Daly, it was just strength and ability to get between men that got him that try. Now, from that tackle, Terry Madison has ended up in the sin bin, and that allowed time for Brisbane to get their defence set. And Ricky Stewart, he's weighed up the situation. He's had a look. He takes it quickly. Got outside Steve Renouf, who fell straight off. He's held up by two and planted the ball left hand, and up goes the arm.
He's having a great game, Laurie Daly. He's been under some criticism of late for not playing too well, but he's answered his critics there. And he's had a great first half and gives Can a gobful. Mel comes in. It's all happening. And it's just great football. I thought if Stewart was going to take the quick tap against 13 players, he was going to take it against 12. And it's paid dividends there. Can just upset that he couldn't put Daly down. Now Meninga has got this kick from out wide.
Fourth try of the year for Daly.
And significant that the try was scored with a minute and a half to go. So the perfect time to score a try. That danger period we talk about so often. And a chance for Canberra to go to the front at the interval.
Well, how bold is that when you think about what those two have done? Meninga off the outside edge of the boot. So no addition to the scoreboard. And we're all locked up after 39 minutes. 4-4. This is what they tried. Stewart and Daly. Daly did all the work. Hancock and Can, they couldn't stop him. Entitled to wrap him up, I suppose, but they were dealing with Laurie Daly. And here in Canberra, they'll tell you that he can do anything. Westley. Under the sidelines, Gene Miles for a comment.
Yeah, great effort there by Laurie Daly, Ray, just to hold Michael Hancock and also Owen Can, two of the strongest guys in the club.
Steve Walters trying to push away from Kerrod. Four points all. And there's the siren. It's the end of the first half. Magnificent first half of rugby league. We came here expecting a super clash, and they're giving us every bit of that. Brisbane first over the line. Try for Chris John. Canberra equalising just in front of half-time. looking for the captains. And Willie Kahn starts the second half. Belcher forced to take it back himself. Youngster Wesley was supposed to take it out, but got himself offside. That's him with the ball now. On to the sideline. Any information down there, Steve?
Yeah, in the Canberra room, Coach Tim Sheens, as you can imagine, was very, very happy. He wants his side for a bit more support in the forwards, and he wants his team to change direction in attack a bit more. Also, keep the tempo up and force the issue. There's still a long way to go in this game, but he's very happy with his side.
Stewart finding the line, 25 metres out. 4 points all. Stewart with pinpoint accuracy. Gino, what's happening in the Broncos camp?
Well, likewise in the Brisbane dressing room, Ray, that Wayne Bennett is extremely happy. He acknowledged the fact that both sides are playing exceptionally well. And the only concern he has is that the defence has to move up before it slides.
Any comment, Gene, on the disallowed try?
Yeah, no, mate, not in the dressing room. But I asked the standby referee here, and he claimed that Bill Harrigan awarded that the ball had travelled forward from a Brisbane player to a Brisbane player. Therefore, it was a changeover.
So, in other words, he must have been unsighted, Ray, to have missed it.
Yeah, I think that the view that we had from here was a fair try. Can losing it, Mullins scooping it away for Hoppy.
Well, Can lost the ball because of a very solid Laurie Daly tackle, which eventually forced the ball loose. He's had a big game, Laurie. Not only is he a great runner of the football, but his defence is equal to anyone in the competition today.
Chance here for Canberra. They're 15 metres out from the line. They've lost it. Will it be a penalty? No, it's a scrum.
Yeah, the grimace from Steve Walters. The ball coming out. Let's have a look. Is there any hands? No, I think he's lost it of his own accord. I'm not happy about it, and rightly so. 15 metres out, he's given away possession early in the count.
Both these sides have got another very hard match before the semi-finals. So the loser tonight could have problems. See, Canberra's got that match away with Canterbury, and Brisbane have got a home game with the Saints. So whoever loses this tonight, they're just leaving the door open that fraction further. Kevin Walters turning it back for Julian O'Neill.
Again, Daly coming in, driving over the top. Now, the great players in this game, so many people just think of them as attacking players. The Wally Lewises, the Brett Kennys. They don't get the raps in defence as they should, and Laurie Daly probably falls into that category as well. He's as good as defender as there is in the game, as Hoppy makes a little bit of a meal of it. Ball got backwards. And Renoff comes up with the tackle with the aid of Peter Ryan. Good chase up there.
Gary Belcher. Put down by Steve Walters. He was under heavy pressure. Now Julian O'Neill reaches the 40-metre line. Kerrod Walters.
One marker there for Canberra. Must have two, and must have two working.
Kahn, Langer, Kevin Walters. Intercepted. Mel Meninga. 30 metres to go. Will Kahn get him? No, the big fella's in. Meninga scores.
Oh, and the crowd love it. Now Meninga, you wondered when he got the ball whether he was going to have the pace to catch Willie Kahn. But Meninga did a good job. He got up in the back line. We saw an intercept taken against Brisbane last week by Krankovic for Parramatta in exactly the same fashion. The player getting up there, the ball floating there from the pass from the Brisbane player. And Big Mel, he didn't have much support, but he did the right thing. He didn't look for any. He put the ears back. Willie Kahn, a valiant job. And they break your heart.
Great run by Mel. I'll tell you what, he looked like Hondo Grattan's shortening stride with about 20 to go. The legs are pumping, but the hamstrings were straining, let me tell you. And Willie came at him, determination all over the dial, and Canberra go to the 8-4 lead.
Oh, I love it when you do it like that, Paul. Oh, great work from the big man. 8 tries for the season. Hondo Grattan.
Where'd you pull that from?
He won a couple of miracle miles. It must have seemed like a mile for Mal then. But that was the important thing. Meninga got up in the back line, and I think Gene Miles said at half-time that Wayne Bennett had told his players before they slide, they had to go forward, and that's what Meninga did. He got up, put some pressure on before starting to slide, and the pass, it floated a little bit, and he plucked it out of the air.
John Lomax is the new goal kicker, the third for the night. Just offline. So Canberra, they grabbed the lead over Brisbane, 8 points to 4 in Friday night football. Welcome back to the Bruce Stadium, packed to the rafters. 3 minutes of sin bin time remaining for Terry Madison. This time, the support player for Belcher gets it right. David Westley.
Looks a likely prospect, doesn't he, Wesley? They told me that last week against Balmain he was one of Canberra's best, and he's done a good job tonight since he's been on. Now, what about this for a run? He's carried forward from 20 metres. Steve Walters, Australia's hooker. Outstanding run by Walters.
Great kick.
Here's
Mullins is coming fast. Oh, great chase by Mullins. Daly was there a second later.
Do you think that they surprised Julian O'Neill? He's picked the ball up thinking that he'll have 40 metres. He had 4. He gets back. He's done a good job because he's got back quickly. Well, he's had a little bit of a look. He knew that they were coming. Gee, that's a great chase.
Willie Carr. Taken by Nandruku. Good evening to everybody in Fiji. Watching the 9 coverage of this match with your homegrown hero, Noah Nandruku. His side's in front, 8-4. Put down, chance for Canberra. Daly. Madison's back from the bin. Hoppy. Stewart. Inside ball for Meninga. Canberra. Buoyed by the try for Mal Meninga. David Boyer. That's the 10-metre line just in front of him. Stewart, long pass. Daly inside. Belcher comes back. Pongia goes ahead. Brisbane really pushing themselves to get to the tackles. Croker. Walters. Stewart. To the air. Chance for Nandruku. Oh, gee. Nandruku and Meninga both had a chance.
The perfect kick there. It arrived at the same time as the chasers. Nandruku, I think he actually had the football in his hands. The trouble for Khan was that he was almost standing still, so that the chasers had the momentum. Oh, yes, he had it in his hands. It came nearly back into Meninga's. And perilously close to another try.
Brisbane are just outside their own 20-metre line. Competition's 4 leading try scorers are involved in this game tonight. Nandruku with 16, Renoff 14, Hoppy 13, and Khan 12. None of them yet have been over the line. Lazarus.
Incredible to think, Ray, that going into this game, Canberra, in relation to Parramatta, who was Brisbane's opponents last week, have scored 250 more points than the Eels this season, 18 matches. Incredible amount of points compared to another Winfield Cup side. As Brisbane will have this scrum feed.
These are the 2 top-scoring sides in the competition.
Canberra, I'm sorry, will have the scrum feed.
This crowd, you can hear them in the background. There they are. Look at them, rugged up against the Canberra cold. But I don't know that they're feeling it at the moment. Their team's in front.
And Brisbane a mile offside there from the scrum. The back line up. Daly looking to take the quick tap. Slows it down.
Just getting back to those points scored for Canberra, 24.9 per game. Brisbane, 23.3 per game. But the points against are just as satisfying for Canberra. Now, The Raiders, they take the tap. Lomax. Stewart. Mandruku came off his wing. They go up the centre. And Pongi, he ran into a shoulder. Peter Ryan and Alan Cann. Boyle. David Boyle did well. Sean Hoppy's with the ball. Mullins appeals and gets it.
He's done some great work in cover defence, Kerrod Walters. He's come up with 3 or 4 over on wing positions where he has no right to be. On that occasion, he's just undone all the good work by keeping his hand in there, not allowing Hoppy to get up and play the ball. Harrigan has seen it. Danger time now, Paul, giving a side like Canberra 2 sets of 6 in a row down your end.
Yes, they're on the roll, the Raiders. Be very surprised if they don't come up with some more points here.
Lomax. Wesley. He's a tough kid, this Wesley. Now they go to the blind side. Steve Walters. David Boyle. Stewart. Daly. Meninga runs the decoy. Mullins.
And there was the big play for them out wide. They more or less wasted 4 rucks before that. They opened the open side of the field up for them. A couple of dummies inside. Little gap there for Mullins. Closed quickly and he couldn't handle the ball.
Well, the set move from the tap kick was well read by Brisbane. It was a blindside shot with the run around. Walters involved. Brisbane players stayed on their man. 4 tackles later, they forced a mistake. He did a good job, Mullins, after dropping it. He did clean it up, so at least he put the other side through a scrum.
Johns scored the try. Kerrod Walters really taking it up that time. Ryan. Langer had the chance to go the other way, but he obviously wanted to get the ball to the centre of the park. So he chose Ryan and now Madison. Langer's kick, pinpoint accuracy. Mandruku's inside his own 20. Been a great test for the Fijian tonight. Marking Willie Khan, considered to be the best winger in the world. Meninga taken down by Alan Langer. David Boyle. It is a ground record, I'm advised. We'll get the figures for you in just a moment. David Furner's gone back on, and Quinton Pongia is off. I can see Paul Osborne waiting to come on. Stewart keeps it nice and low and finds the sideline. Beautiful.
He had time to kick that football because of the great run from Steve Walters. That turned Brisbane around. Thought about going for that one, Willie Khan, but decided to let it go. And great kick. Finds touch.
Andrew G. Ground record crowd, that's been confirmed. 24,801. 400 more than the previous ground record set against St George back in 1991. Congratulations, Canberra. This great game continues to grow in your city. And this is what happened. Renouf putting it down. Ball went forward, though. Daly. Mullins.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Cross uses Daly on the run. Stewart combines. Now Belcher! 30 metres out from the line.
And looking for someone on the inside, there was no one there.
Stewart again. Meninga's with him. Been some classic rugby league in this one. Been mistakes, obviously. There has to be. Belcher. Rubbers down the short side. Hoppy came fast, but O'Neill was cool. No change. 8-4 Canberra, 64 gone. Welcome back to Bruce Stadium. Nine Network and exclusive rugby league. In more ways than one, can Brisbane come back? Keep in mind, if they lose, they do have to play St George. Admittedly, it's at home. They would finish on 32 points if they lost tonight and lost to St George. And of course, that means that Manly, even if they win all games, could draw level with Brisbane and Norths could leapfrog.
Another mistake here. Kerrod Waller's the ball coming loose. He's complaining, saying the ball was stolen. Come up with a couple of errors in the last couple of minutes in their own half.
Well, they're not completing their sets of six, Peter, are they? And this is, they're committing hari-kari if they continue to lose the football in the third or fourth tackle.
Osborne. Meninga. That time Renouf made the tackle. Stewart calls for Daly. What do you want to do? Lomax goes inside. Furner makes a break. Maybe it was a half break.
They're playing the short side lot. They must have found a weakness. They've gone there again.
I think they're punching it back towards Renouf, who's over on that short side as they play centre aside. That came off Brisbane. It's a line dropout.
Yes, another wizardry kick there by, I think it was Ricky Stewart once again. This will be a dropout. Everything going Canberra's way at the moment. The back line are they're set out wide, they're very deep. But it's Stewart just as a little gap there. I think he was aiming for something like this, aiming for maybe running.
Don't tell me he's aiming for Michael Hancock's legs.
No, he wanted to dive onto himself to score a try.
And of course, the reason that they do go the short side is to allow that width for the back line that we saw there. They didn't use it on that occasion. That is their strength, getting it across the other side in short period of time.
Oh, gee, that line dropout was only shallow, and Daly sends Mandruku back. Played just outside the 20-metre line. Canberra about to put this one beyond doubt. Steve Walters. Osborne gets a long ball. Steps off his right foot. Steve Walters. Stewart. Stewart goes himself. Turns it inside. Furner. Short of the line. Steve Walters. Stewart. Daly. Daly goes back towards the hole. 2 metres out. This is the last. Ricky Stewart drops it onto the right foot, and that's play on for Brisbane.
Well, the first kick worked. That one didn't. But he should have passed that one, or at the very least got it into the in-goal area to keep the pressure on. Not his best kick of the night, but it's hard to be critical as Brisbane come up with the mistake again. And Andrew G, the unfortunate man, he's knocked on.
Well, they've done well to hang on so far, Brisbane. Andrew G, a couple of minutes ago, came out with a try-saving tackle. Kerrod Waller's, he's leaving the field.
Alan Cairn has come back on.
So John Platt has pushed up into the hooking roll.
Good chance for a blindside shot here. They've got 15, 18 metres to work in.
Daly. Mullins. Mullins! Chris Johns came up in the line and slipped over. Daly uses the blindside for Stewart. Meninga throws that big frame into them. Croker's the dummy half. Stewart Daly, 18 metres out. Belcher into the back line. David Ball. Oh, he was nearly over the line. And in fact,
And
over
who's
the
it come off?
sideline.
I reckon you might find it might have come off a Brisbane player. This could be another Canberra feed. How's he going to rule? He's talked to his touch judge.
And he's pointed to Ricky Stewart, who's gone looking for the ball.
Yep. He's incident. Now Boyle loses. It's ripped out by Johns. The last player to touch the ball, Chris Johns.
Referee calling timeout. Canberra again. Daly. 5 metres from the line. Steve Walters. Stewart. Meninga, short pass. There's the try. That's what they've been looking for. They're all dressed up with somewhere to go, Canberra.
And they would. Had to come. Great play by the Canberra Raiders. 12-4, they go to the lead. Brisbane's defence finally cracked. Too tired. They had to do something like 18, 20 tackles in a row. Beautiful short ball. The Brisbane defence is a little bit short. That ball there, and really, he should have been tackled, but the two centres there in Johns and Renouf just looked at each other.
Yeah, it's Chris Johns not coming across and Steve Renouf staying out. Very soft try, but now that just comes from what they've been trying to contain for the last 5 minutes. Just the wrong decision made. I think we've probably seen 10 try-saving tackles made in the last 5 minutes. That was one that was missed.
You've got to get tired watching the effort that Brisbane were putting in there. Jason Croker gets his 5th try of the year. And what a valuable player he's been for Tim Sheens. The wing one day, lock forward the next. He was given a representative opportunity this year. David Furner, none from one of 3 goal kickers used by Canberra tonight, and he gets the first goal of the night. The Raiders, after 71, looking very cosy at 14-4.
One would think that would just about wrap it up for Canberra. You can't write off Brisbane, but it's been all Canberra the last week. They must have spent 10 minutes in Brisbane's half, and the pressure finally told, Stella.
And I wonder whether the message has gone out from Tim Sheens to think back to last weekend's game. I don't think we're going to see a repeat of that effort against Balmain, leading by 20 points with 15 to go. They're very intense out there, and Paul Osborne makes a good charge to the 30-metre line. Now Stewart comes in, bounces off Gilmeister, who has missed a couple of tackles in this game.
Tell you something that Ricky Stewart has done in this game. Not a lot, but he just shows how dangerous he can be when he elects to run. And when he does, 9 times out of 10, he's going to catch you, because opposition teams have become so accustomed that he's going to kick or he's going to pass.
He also has the advantage, Ray, when he does decide to run the football. He has the ball out in 2 arms. He can't just retrieve that one. So straight away, that puts doubt into the defence's mind as to whether he's going to kick, pass, and that option which he uses sparingly to run the football, but he's done it with great effect tonight.
Already, I can see on the extremities of this ground there's a Jack Frost starting to settle.
Big hit by Osborne on Gilmeister. A cracker.
Langer pushing it wide. Madison. Have a look at this. Oh! What a tackle it was. Langer driving it down. Gary Belcher has answered his critics tonight. And when you've been as good as Gary Belcher, I think everybody sort of is happy and they feel warm inside when he does answer them in the way he has tonight. This is David Furner.
I'd like to know who the critics are and what they base it on, to be quite honest. Seen too much wrong in Belcher's season.
Well, I think the bulk of it came out of last Sunday, Pete. Stewart. slicing run again. Is that Jason Croker? David Boyle links up with him. Gets it inside the 20-metre line. Stewart. Daly. Don't know that he was meant for that. Stewart. Lomax. Osborne. He's gone all the way. And he points to the crowd and says, hey, brother, I can do it too.
And the Broncos are out on their feet. They can't tackle anymore. Canberra throwing this ball around beautifully from side to side. They're all happy. They've won the match. They lead 18-4, and Paul Osborne did it all on his own in the end. A great interchange of passing here. Stewart's involved a few times. Here's the bust by Kroger. David Boyle backs up on the inside here. He's had a good game, Boyle, since he's come on. Done a lot of very good work. And from here, the ball comes out to the left. There's nowhere to go for Daly, so they back up well, Canberra. Stewart's here, throws a speculator out, and it was a speculator. They got some numbers here. Reynolds came in when he shouldn't have. Left Osborne some room, but that is very poor defence in the end.
Yes, we've seen Canberra score tries where the winger passes to the winger, but the front rower to the front rower is something new. And Lomax, he's had a power of a game, and I think he's been the best prop on the field, to be quite honest. And then just some very feeble work there, Michael Hancock.
Is it significant, Peter, that they worked again back to the right-hand side of the ground and went down that left-hand side for Brisbane?
Well, I don't think that's significant to the extent that I think they mucked up the play in the first place and were basically forced to go there. It was a good pass from Stewart to keep it alive and cut out some players. Just tired defence.
What about David Furner? He lost the script completely. Oh, but it doesn't matter. From the sideline, 20 points to 4. 76 gone. Friday night footy. What a great night it's been from down here at the Bruce Stadium. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is only just the entree. The main courses are still to come September. And we've got some great clashes between now and the end of the competition as well.
Don't forget the footy show on Sunday. We'll have a look at all the highlights here of this game. The game tomorrow, of course, we've got Bob McCarthy in swinging down there from Madison. He missed that one, Harrigan. Bob McCarthy's coming in, the New South Coast. Also, Gary Freeman, he's coming on to tell us what happened there at Eastern Suburbs. Should be a good show.
Croker, 12 o'clock on Sunday, the footy show. With Fatty, Blocker, Sterlo and the Moose and plenty of guests on Sunday. Saints and Parramatta Sunday night for you at 6:30. St George keen to get it back together. David Westley. This is the last. Stewart. Left foot chip and the regather. Keeps it on the boot. Takes it to the 20, tries to get it in again. Oh, the bloke's fair dinkum, nearly a freak.
Yes, wonderful play by Stewart. I mean, you love coming here to these games and watching them. Watch Stewart here. This is magic from him. Keeps it on the toe there. Plenty of speed to keep up with the football and nearly gets it to score a try. Now I think we've seen a mistake from Brisbane.
Steve Wallace getting the pat on the head there from Laurie Daly for forcing the scrum. Wayne Bennett up in the stands. It's been a long trip down here and an unrewarding one. Just gets a little bit colder down here when we've had a loss also.
Beautiful play. Nandruku had a chance.
Oh, what about the play that set it up? There was the double reverse triple with the pike and half something. It was a 9.9 degree, I know that. We see the pass here. Now, Meninga's gone back inside. Stewart's doubled around. Belcher was there to receive it. He'd already touched the football.
I reckon when that pass went up, I reckon all of Fiji erupted, looking for Nandruku to score in the corner, but he missed it.
He did have some weight on his shoulders then. No wonder he dropped it.
People on neighbouring islands thought that a gale had struck. This is Alan Cann. wherever you're watching tonight, round Australia, and of course with our friendly neighbours in Fiji. I hope you've enjoyed it. I don't think they've let us down.
Well, it's not a matter of Brisbane playing badly tonight. I think their defence has suffered the last 20 minutes especially. Probably the turning point of the match came with Meninga's intercept. Little kick here, but Belcher covers it nicely. I think that it didn't break the backs of Brisbane. The 8-4 lead. And from there, I think their ball control let them down, Brisbane. 3 or 4 times they dropped the ball early in the tackle count. Canberra, and with weight of possession, have just been too good on the note.
20 points to 4 in favour of the home team. Steve Walters, David Boyle. Siren sounding in the background. Bill Harrigan says that's enough. 20 points to 4. The Raiders over the Broncos.